Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. And FIFA, we've got pre-Black Friday content. I've never seen that before. We're getting best of team of the week early. However, what I am most excited about, we have a brand new player to grind for. This Serie A league player, Gerard Deulofeu. And this is a card worthy of the Whopper button.
Tell the crew to push the Whopper button.
This card is absolute fire, and I'm going to go over the best way, the fastest way. I'm going to share with you some of the players, some of the meta players that you can get that are cheap to bring into your team to help you complete this. But before we do, if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. So to grind this one out for this Deulofeu, and I would recommend this card. He would be an amazing super sub, even if you're not planning to put him into your team. He's 4-star, great pace, amazing dribbling, and then solid shooting and passing. So definitely recommend this one. So to get this one into your team, it is a little bit of a grind. It's very similar to the Bellerin or the Florent Moyer that we've had, other league players that we've had. So the first thing you got to do is win 15 matches using only Serie A players in the starting 11 and the live FUT Friendly Managerial Masterpiece. Now, most of these have been in the Managerial Masterpiece. The Florent Moyer was, the Bellerin was, even the MLS and championship objectives that are out there, those are also a Managerial Masterpiece. Now, what's interesting about Managerial Masterpiece, you can only enter with a squad rating of 77. So that definitely restricts what you can do, and I'm going to go over how to find some of the players that will work well for that rating restriction. So this one's pretty straightforward. Win 15 matches using only Serie A players. Next is scoring prowess, and this is score 30 goals using Serie A players in the live FUT Friendly Managerial Masterpiece. And basically, if you're going to win 15 matches, you're likely to score 30 goals with Serie A players. This is only an issue if you're someone out there that a lot of people I know love to use Lone Mbappe in these FUT Friendlies. So if you're subbing on someone like Lone Mbappe, or say you completed Player of the Month, Heung-min Son, or whatever, just remember you've got to bring in at least 30 goals using Serie A players. So, and there's tons of options from Serie A that can bring in goals for you, so this should not be a big issue. And then very similar, assists 20 goals using Serie A players in the live FUT Friendly Managerial Masterpiece. This goes hand in hand with this. As long as you're keeping enough Serie A players in attack, you're going to be able to knock this out. There's several good attacking options in Serie A, so I don't think either one of these will be a problem. You'll definitely knock out the 30 goals and the 20 assists while you're going for the 15 wins. Now we get into a little bit of a different one. This one is thread the needle, assist with the through ball using Serie A players in 4 separate matches. And for anyone who doesn't know, the through ball is the Y button on Xbox or triangle on PlayStation. And luckily in FIFA 21, the through ball is OP, so we should not have much trouble getting that. A couple words of advice. I mean, you can even this year use an actual through ball where you have it at the midfield. You've got your striker making a run in behind, and you send that long through ball to your striker making that run. And they can, if it's a pacey enough striker, they can maintain their run, get 1v1 versus the keeper and bang it in. You can also just kind of stand out just maybe a few yards outside the box, you know, have maybe a midfielder and then take a look at your strikers. One of them will eventually make a run. You can also hit the Y button there. So even though that's not the traditional through ball where it's, you know, that forward pass out into space, you know, that still counts as a through ball. You can also, in those tight spaces, double tap the Y button, and that'll give like a little bit of a lofted. It's not a high loft, it's just a little bit of a loft. And there is also a lofted through ball that will work. I don't have as much success with that one unless it's down the wing, because it seems like it takes my players so long to control it before they can get 1v1 versus the keeper. So I tend to send more to the traditional through ball. As far as one that's going to lead directly to a goal, a traditional through ball, power it up pretty good if you're if you're behind the halfway line, sending in a long pass, power it up pretty good, 3 or 4 bars of power. But if you're doing that one where you're just a couple yards outside of the box, don't put a ton of power on it. Also think about it if you're sending it into a tight space with a lot of people there, double tap the Y. That'll sometimes lift it over the defender's boots and allow your player to meet that. But over the 15 matches, I feel pretty confident with how OP through balls are this year that you will be able to knock that out as well. And I'll talk about another way that maybe this can work for you if you have any problems with it in just 1 second. And then we have feeling finesse. Score a finesse goal using Serie A players in 6 separate matches in the live FUT Friendly Managerial Masterpiece. So that's also to shoot a finesse goal, you hold, or to make a finesse shot, you hold RB or R1 while you press the shoot button. So you're holding that in the whole time while you hit the shoot, and it will do that finesse shot modifier where they kind of just, shoot it, wrap their boot around it, basically kind of side foot it into the net, get it around the keeper, and those work pretty well as well, are pretty well this year, I should say. So you shouldn't have much of a problem completing this. But I will say, if you do have any problems with this, what I want you to notice is the only one that requires you to have 11 starting Serie A players is the win 15 matches. So what you potentially can do, say you're grinding for Bellerin right here. That's also a managerial masterpiece. You could sub on, just say you had Mertens or you have Insigne, his recent inform, something like that. A good Serie A player that would make for a great super sub is what I'm getting at. You could be grinding for Bellerin, sub on that Mertens, or say you have CR7. That'd be even more epic. It'd be harder to fit into a team with the 77 rating. But just say you could do that. You could sub on one of your Serie A players while you're going for someone like Bellerin, while you're going for the MLS challenges, while you're going for the championship challenges, because they're all a managerial masterpiece. Then you could be going for any of these other ones at the same time. So if you need more chances at doing any of these, then while you're going for maybe Bellerin or something like that, sub on a Serie A player, and then you can also take care of these. So you could complete Bellerin and also complete all 4 of these at the same time with those subs. So just something to kind of keep in mind, that you can mix those up. This is one that you cannot combine. So if you're going for Deulofeu, you will have to win 15 matches with 11 Serie A players in your starting team. So that's where we're going to go next. Let me show you some of the players that I'm looking at, and we'll also take a more in-depth look at Deulofeu's stats. So down here is the player we are grinding for. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. Like I said, worthy of the Whopper button. 94 pace, 4-star, 4-star, high-low work rates, which is great. You look at that pace, and I think about him. He may not make my starting 11, but this would be an absolute epic super sub. Whenever you have those pacey players, when they can come on, they're going to have that pace no matter what. Sometimes if you have like an 82 rated super sub, or not 82 rated, 82 pace super sub, they really need something like a Hunter to feel good in game. But a Hunter, if someone's on a subs bench, they're not going to get that full impact from the pace boost from the Hunter. But Deulofeu's pace is already high. And then I want you to take a look at that dribbling. 99 agility, 90 balance. His reactions and composure are a little weak, but not the worst ever. Ball control, dribbling, absolutely immense. Shooting, attack positioning, 85. Finishing, 83. Shot power, 85. This is probably a card that screams finisher for me if you're going to start him. That would really boost his shooting, boost his dribbling up to even more OP standards. There may be something else you could do, but I feel like that one just kind of would really boost his shooting stats where he really needs them. And then if you look at his physical strength is 74, which is also important this year. So I really, really like this card. If you look at his player traits, he doesn't have the best player traits, but he's already 4-star, 4-star. He doesn't have outside the foot shot trait. He doesn't have the finesse shot trait. So he doesn't have some of those traits, but still, he's got good enough stats. And where he's already 4-star, 4-star, I think he's going to be absolutely amazing. But let me show you, this is likely the team I am going to go with. Now, you notice I've got one concept player, this Bastos card. I guess let's talk about center backs first and foremost while we're here. Bastos and Luis Felipe, I think, are the 2 best lower rated. However, Bastos, I believe both of them are pretty pricey right now. Let's see what Luis Felipe is going for. I see 3,500. That's actually cheaper with no taker, so you could maybe be able to get him in the 2,000 to 3,000 range. And also keep in mind, the prices when these first come out are always higher than, a couple days later. I know a lot of us may be working on Rivals today, and then we'll be working on Weekend League, and then maybe on Monday we'll kind of take a look at Deulofeu. By that time, some of the prices will come down. But however, also remember tomorrow's Black Friday, or whenever we get promo packs, or whenever there's a new round of anything, just maybe try to snipe some of these and you'll be able to get something. Now, Bastos, when I looked for him earlier, he had gotten really pricey, like in the 6,000 or 7,000 range. So yeah, you can see there, Bastos, 7,200 is what I'd have to pay. That one's already expired. I don't really want to pay that much for a 77 center back right now. I'm sure he will come down, so I'm just going to bide my time. I don't need Deulofeu right now, but if you're not able to get Bastos, there's just not a ton of great center back options with low ratings in Serie A. The other one you may be able to get into the team is Manolas. He has really good pace, but he's also 83 rated. So, for instance, on this team, what I could do, I'll just put Nainggolan here as a placeholder because Manolas is also 83, and then I could maybe sub in one of my honorable mention guys here, something like this. Then I could still have Manolas, and then now I don't have Nainggolan, but I've got someone else that's maybe comparable. So, just kind of play it out with what you've got. But what you're looking for on center backs is pace, and the paciest center backs in Serie A with a low rating are Luis Felipe and Bastos. Now, Manolas, also, if you can get him in the team, would be great. Koulibaly is just too high rated. I would say stay away from him. He's not going to make up. He's 89 rated, I think, on his base card. So, I'm pretty sure he's 89, 88, 89, somewhere in that neighborhood. He's just not going to be worth it for this rating restriction. Remember, we have to have 77 rating to go into this match. For keeper, I just picked this Tatarusanu mainly because he was 6'6". I like just big, tall keepers. Then they're at least, even if they're just a cardboard cutout standing there, they're at least taking up more of the goal. So that's why I picked him. You don't want a high rating on that. I certainly could adjust that a little bit. I'm going with Theo Hernandez at left back, although there's someone else you could definitely go with. I wanted to get him mentioned as well. Let me just change this to gold and show you guys. Look at concept players. We go down to the 75 rated Mojica. He's got 90 pace, so he certainly would also be another good option that you could bring into the team if you need to lower the rating, if you don't have Theo. I would say Theo is the number one option, though, for sure. At right back, I'm going to go with Bruno Perez. He has really good pace, and his rating is only 77, so just always remember as you're making this team, we have a 77 rating requirement, so we've got to make sure to weigh all of that stuff. Quadrado would be fine, but he's at 81 rated. Malquit would even be fine, but he's 78 rated, and I believe Perez brings even more to the table than Malquit, so I would definitely go with Perez as your 77 rated right back. And the midfield, I'm going to go with Nainggolan. Now, this is one of those ones you can see there. He's 83 rated, so he's one of my better players in this team, but I just think Nainggolan adds so much to the team. He's just a bulldog out there. I had him in one of my starting teams, and for many years in FIFA, Nainggolan has just played exceptionally well in FIFA. He gets forward, he's strong, he gets back in defense, he can pass, he can score, he just does everything. So I recommend finding someone like that out there that can help you in the midfield to control both ways. I mean, controlling the midfield is a big deal both in real football and in FIFA, so just keep that in mind. For my more defensive midfielder, I'm going to go with Tonali. Now, I completed this once to watch Tonali. If you don't have him, certainly could just go with his gold card. Another potential option if you need someone in the midfield, if you need less rating, this Dominguez card is really nice. He's only 75 rated. You can see there he's not as good as Tonali, but he's comparable. He's going to put in a shift for you, going to be able to do some work for you. So if you need less rating, say you're trying to get a CR7 out there or something, then you need more 75 ratings, and definitely keep a lookout for that Dominguez. On the right wing, I'm going to recommend this Hirving Lozano. Get Chucky out there. This is a really strong 80 rated card, and I'm actually thinking, let me test this out real quick. I'm pretty sure it's a right mid. Let me just change this right here to special. Okay, so let me check. I want to see if I can use Hirving Lozano's 83 rated team of the week. I think I can. Yeah, if you look in the top left up there, rating still is 77. So what I may do is, I like to kind of play around with players. So it would be fun to have this 83 rated Chucky, and I think I've already tested it too. I can't use his 85 rated team of the week. That does put it, but let me just double check that real quick just to make sure. I was messing around with this a little bit earlier trying to figure out my team. All right, let me just make sure, because if I could get his 85 rated, now that's even pricier, so I don't even know if I could afford it, but okay. In a way, that's kind of good because his 83 is a good bit cheaper, so that makes it, if you look in the top left, 78 rated. So these are the restrictions we've got to work with, so I think I would have a lot of fun playing with that 83 rated Chucky Lozano. I had him in one of my starter teams as well, maybe my second or third starter team. Let me just see what he's going for on the market just as a reference. If I go to team of the week, And let's just say 50,000. Is he that cheap now? I think he was more. Oh, there's one for 48,500. So I think I will definitely do that. And, at the worst case, maybe if I buy him early, then I could even use him as a super sub for weekend league. Would definitely pay off there as well. So I think that's what I'm going to go with, is that 83 rated Chucky. But if you need his 80 rated for requirements, or if you don't have the coins to buy this 83, then that 80 rated Hirving Lozano is also going to be epic for you. On the left wing, I'm going to go with FIFA 15 legend Gervinho. He's got good pace, solid dribbling, and I just really like him as a player. Always brings back memories of FIFA 15 whenever I play with him. So I think he's going to do great just making those runs up the wing for you, be able to open up some space and do those types of things. For my strikers, for my lower rated striker, I'm going to go with Keita Balde. He's a very nice card. He has really good pace. If you take a look at his stats, he's got 90 acceleration, 91 sprint speed, solid agility, okay shooting, okay passing. I like my strikers to be able to pass a little bit. So, he's got 74 short passing, 70 vision, which, isn't amazing, but, it's going to give me a little bit of passing from my striker. And he's got good strength, so I think he's going to be a nice option. A couple honorable mentions I wanted to put out there. This Kevin Lasagna card is a nice card as well for a striker. Osimhen is a really nice card. And this Luis Muriel card is really nice. So, you couldn't go wrong with any of those. This Muriel has really good shooting. It's nice dribbling, so he would be nice as well. And I don't think I could fit him into the team here. Let me just double check. I try to put Muriel out there. Yes, so see, that makes it a 78 rated squad, so I'm going to go with 77. And then my main player on this team, probably one of my favorite players of all time, Dries Mertens. I've just always loved the way he plays. Just always seems to be having fun out there playing, so just I've always liked him. So Mertens is going to be my main goal scorer. You could probably, let me just check something real quick. If you had Alejandro Gomez, can you go to an 86 with this squad? Because Alejandro Gomez would be another really good card, but he is 86 rated. I just want to double check this for everybody. Can you go to Gomez, just his base card? Or will that mess up the rating? So you see there, even that, we're kind of like on the brink. So I'm sure you could do that. Like, let's say we took Tonali to Dominguez. Yeah, then you could do that. So if you've already got, say, Alejandro Gomez or something, you maybe could use him. He could certainly bring in tons of goals for you. But I'm going to go with Mertens. He's going to be my main man. Let me get it off of Concept Players. Get this back out here. Get Mertens set. Oh, or if you also did this Correa, I just don't think he's quite good enough yet for his 84 rating. Once he gets to that 86, I would rather have Mertens personally, but if you did that Correa, that would be another great option as well. So this is the team I'm going to go with. I think they're going to be able to pull it out for me, give me lots of wins. Gonna be nice at the back. You've got a really strong back line with some good pace. Keeper, I'm not sure if he'll be any good or not, but again, he's 6'6", so even if he's a cardboard cutout, it's gonna be nice. Got a really strong midfield with Nainggolan and Tonali, and I'm gonna play a 4-4-2 second variation in games. I'm gonna have two CDMs, but Nainggolan's gonna be my attacking, my two-way midfielder, and I'm gonna have Tonali more stay back. And then I'm going to have some really pacey wingers with Lozano and Gervinho. And then I'm going to have Mertens be my guy that can just bang in everything. And then Balde can also make runs in behind. So I think this is going to work really well. I'm excited for this. But this is going to wrap it up for now. Just wanted to go over that Deulofeu. That is a really, really strong card. Definitely recommend completing him. But if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe down below. Check the description. Join my Discord server. And follow me on Twitter. But I will see you guys soon. Bye.